Welcome back to the Money Mom YouTube channel. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe below. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My name is the Money Mom, and what we do here is talk money. Here's the thing, you guys. Nobody ever taught you or me really about money. It's not something we learned in school. I have a doctorate degree, and not once did I learn what compound interest was, a budget, anything about entrepreneurship. And so in today's day and age, especially with everything going on, we want to educate you on money, but even better, we want you to educate your children so we can change what's going on. If we look at the state today of America, we have really a mess. Did you guys know that less than 70% of people have an emergency fund? That means if an emergency occurred, which it happens all the time, we'd have to borrow money from somebody else. Can you believe that? That robs our future self if we have to go into debt. It's just money we haven't even made that we have to pay back. And then you get family and friends involved. It's just a complete mess. We're not even going to talk about what people have for retirement. What people are making, the wage gaps that, we'll talk about all those things. But this video today is specifically to teach you how to change the mentality of money and the way we spend it so that we can shift a little bit towards our savings so that we're not in a position where we can't even take an emergency, a flat tire, being out of work. Studies show us that when there's a global pandemic or some type of catastrophe, that savings go up. So what that means is we as humans see that, we become fearful, and we say we have to save. And then at the very first sight of things getting better, we spend again. So I know, and we know that it's possible to save money if we have a mindset and mentality shift. So I'm going to give you 5 quick tips and tricks on things you can save money on. But really what I want you to do is start to see a mindset change and a mindset shift. Because as it stands today, baby boomers, let's talk about the current state of America and the economy. Baby boomers are in retirement. They don't have enough money. None of them do. We don't know what's going to happen with Social Security. They are stressed, anxious, going back to work at places like Walmart and Target and Starbucks. It's absolutely unfair. They are in a very critical stage right now because they're going to run out of money, and who knows what they're going to do. Next, we have Generation X. And Generation X is playing catch up on retirement. They're playing catch up on savings. For me, this is like my parents' generation, and they have no idea what they're going to do. They may inherit some money from the boomers, but the problem is they're not going to know what to do because they have a bad relationship with money and nobody ever taught them. And then next we have Millennials. That's us. It's a mess. We are, our student loan debt is ballooning up on us. We're, not seeing any type of compensation increase, and we don't even we're not even thinking about saving. All we're thinking about is traveling and just pretty much in survival mode. And then after that next generation, they just see the mess that we're in, Generation X, baby boomers, and they think that there's really no chance for them. So it's going to be critical what we teach other generations and what we do. That's critical for everybody around us. So today I'm going to give you 5 things that you can do. But first, I want you guys to think about this. When you go to spend money, you're really just chasing dopamine. We're looking for an impulse buy, a quick buy, whether it's on Amazon, we're shopping online, we see a sale in a store, right? They're really good at getting the consumer to think that, we get fear of loss, like, oh, the sale's only going to last so long, or Amazon Prime Day, all these things we see. And so I want you guys, as we're going through this, think about, am I just chasing dopamine with my XYZ, which we'll talk about in a second? And what if I didn't buy this and I saved or invested the difference? Savings is so important, but something I firmly believe is that you don't get rich through savings, you get rich through investing. We're going to talk about that. I talk about it a ton. But what if you didn't buy that Amazon sale? Or what if you didn't buy that Starbucks and you saved it and you paid yourself instead? What if you didn't buy that new car and instead of a $400, $500, $600 a month payment, you put that money to work and you got it compounding? Your future self would thank you, and that would change generations and legacy. And when you're older, your kids not having to take care of you and the way they view money. And so it's really about mindset and the mentality behind it. So I want you guys thinking of a couple other things. Say you're going to go out and spend $100 on something that's on sale from, Amazon, something like that. How many hours did you have to work? If you get paid $20 an hour, you had to work 5 hours just to buy this product. We can call it a cell phone. Let's take a cell phone, for example, $1,000. Okay. How much did we have to work to obtain this? How much did, I like using the Peloton. I bought a Peloton recently, definitely an impulse buy. I should practice what I preach. I try to, but it just goes to show, how often we do these things. But the Peloton, $3,000. How many hours did I have to work to buy that? How many hours do you have to work for that impulse buy? And then how many times are you going to use it? This is very simple math. You can take, if I've used my Peloton 10 times and it cost me $3,000, it cost me $300 every single ride. Can you believe that? Time is so limited. It's our most valuable resource. The last thing we need to be doing is spending it on things that have no value. They have no value, right? And so I want you guys thinking that. So here it is. I'm going to give you 5 tips. The very first thing that you can get rid of, and I recognize that this is going to take discipline, but when I show you, if you were to make these little changes, what your future self, considering the future value you'd have, I think it's going to help. So, cutting the Uber Eats, DoorDash on the go. I know a lot of times I'm guilty of this. We see that people meal prep or budget, grocery budget, and we don't think of the long lasting effects. So can you put a grocery budget in place? Can you meal plan? Maybe just try it for the week, on Monday through Friday, and see how you feel. The next is online shopping. Amazon, Cyber Monday sales, Amazon Prime Day, all of these things. Here's a little tip I like to do. If I see something online and I'm going to go to buy it, which I do often, I wait. I wait 24 hours. And if in 24 hours, I still want the, kitchen blender or air fryer, and I go back, I'll buy it. But 9 times out of 10, I forget I was even going to make the purchase. I totally forget about it. And so this is something I put into play. If I'm going to buy something that costs $50, I'm like, okay, I'm going to wait. I take that $50, I transfer it to my investment accounts. And we talk about that a ton, but not right now. I transfer it to my investment accounts. And I feel like that was an instant gratification. And a lot of the time, that's what we're seeking. That's what we're chasing. And so where can you transfer your money? What can you do? Okay, so wait 24 hours, then you can go back and buy it if you must have it. Third, Starbucks, your drive-through runs, and alcohol. These are things, when I work with clients, I see that they spend so much money on. Now, I'm a fan of Starbucks. I drink Starbucks. I don't want you to completely, not have it. I don't believe that shaming people or being judgmental. A lot of the guys that we see, or, whoever it is that teach money, are very shameful, judgmental, and I've heard some people say, like, you shouldn't see the inside of a restaurant until you're debt free. We work so hard, that's impossible. So I by no means am taking that stance. And $5 a day and Starbucks, it could take you a long way. And I want you to see why, but do you need it every day? Some people have it twice a day. What can you do to cut that? Just plan. People who plan are more likely to reach their goals. You guys know that. And the ones who are very set on it, they make a plan, they leave nothing to chance. And I know it's a task, even myself, I'm like, am I really going to sit here and line this out? But when I help you change that mentality of what your future, you could be robbing your future self of hundreds of thousands of dollars. And with everything in the beginning of this video, I said going on, Social Security running out, boomers are about to be homeless. Our parents, maybe you, if you're an X generation, we're going to work till the day we die. Millennials, student debt, we can't even buy a house. Little changes could fix all that if we just fixed our relationship with money. Okay, next is subscriptions. Here's an action task. I'm an A, so let me give you guys a little task. Print a bank statement or pull it up on your phone. I don't know if we print anymore, but look at the last 30 days. Go to your Apple subscriptions. When I do this, I see little charges of things I signed up, like outside of the mall, $20 here, $30 here, $10 here, $6 here, sleeping music for $9.99, and a subscription to I don't even know what for $29.99. Go through. Let that be your task for this month. If you do one thing to help your money, your incoming money, do that. Cut the subscriptions you don't need. I have like Apple Music and Pandora and Hulu and Netflix and Disney. We don't need all that. So cut those subscriptions, okay? And then last but not least is sale items. They get us. I want you to just make a decision right now that just because something is on sale, you're not gonna buy it. So listen, if something costs $500 and it's 50% off, so now $250, we feel like we have to buy it. We didn't actually save $250, we spent it. You spent it. And how much value does that item hold? How much time did you have to put in to have that item? Was it worth it? And so we talk about all these things about money and mindset and, the way we budget and are we disciplined, but it really has to go all the way back to understanding what it's costing us long term. And so I did some very simple math, extremely simple. If we changed our money habits by $100 a week, I know that $100 a week could be a couple Starbucks, a couple subscriptions, Uber Eats one night, and a Target run. That could easily be $100 a week. If we, instead of spending that, took that $100 and transferred it and moved it, got it out of sight, out of mind to an investment account, not a bank account, let me tell you guys why. Banks pay you nothing. Banks pay you 0.01%, a penny, absolutely nothing. And the cost of living every single year, especially now as we have seen, is increasing by 3, 4, 5%. Okay? So if the banks are paying me a penny and gas and food and utilities and rent went up 3 to 5%, how is my money doing? It's horrible. I'm losing every single day that my money's in the bank, I'm losing to inflation. Then what the banks do is they pay you your penny, right? They have your money. Say you have 10 grand in the bank. They have it. And they let somebody else borrow it and they charge them 10% for a student loan, 5% for a mortgage, 29.99% for a high interest rate credit card. So they're making all this money on your money and you're making a penny. That's not good. We have to get around that. We have to do what the banks do. Like I said, saving won't make you rich, only investing will. And so when we talk about investing, we'll do another video on this. We'll talk about it later. I just want you knowing you must invest your money. Now there's a couple different ways you can do it. Just think of this. You need to have your money compounding. Compound interest. Compound interest is if you have $100 and you make 10%, now you have 110. Instead of taking that 110 and spending it on Amazon or cashing it out, you let that 110 grow. And then that money grows. And then you add some more and it grows and it grows. That's a compound account. Compound accounts are everywhere. It's anywhere that your money can grow. I believe that everyone needs a personal strategy and I am always willing to meet, or my team will meet with anybody and help you determine what's best for you. But I want you to think about this. If we look back to the inception, the S&P 500 is just a benchmark and it's a Fortune 500 companies. If we look back since inception, that has averaged 11%. So it's pretty reasonable for us to believe that our money could be making 11%. So if we took $100 a week times 52 weeks in a year, over 30 years, that's just a very tiny money change. One car payment, a couple Starbucks runs, right? Everything we've been talking about. Down the line, we'd have over $542,000 saved. That's based on 8%, by the way, not 10, not 11, not the things I said, 8%. So you are robbing your future self of wealth every time you make an impulse purchase. You have a subscription, we kind of see them, we're like, who cares? We'll deal with it later. I want you to think about how you can get your money tight and get your money right during these times. Okay. And then last but not least, those are your 5 things. I'm just going to throw this in there. If you're in a position where you feel like you're just not making enough money, which I know that a lot of people aren't, it's time for you to consider doing something new. What can make you more money? And a lot of times we think like, it's so hard to make more money. I want you guys knowing that that's a scarcity mindset. And sometimes it causes us to hold on to the little we have and keep it in the bank, keep it under our mattress instead of seeking abundance and knowing that we can make 8, 9, 10%, knowing that we can, accumulate wealth and all these things. So I want you to change your mindset on that too. Did you know that if you wanted to have a 6-figure side hustle, this is something you do completely on the side, on your phone, I don't care, whatever you want to do, right? It's only $274 per day. Can you imagine? I know that everyone can do this. Kids can do this by selling lemonade and making, cookies and things like that. $274 per day would yield you an extra 100 grand per year. What would that do for your family? And just to completely abundance, blow your mind type of thing, 7 figures is only $2,700 a day. So I know that seems big, but it's really not with all the money that's out there. So what can you do to make more money? The more you make, the more you can invest. We don't make more money to drive nicer, cars and buy the bag and shoes. I don't know. I'm not about all that stuff. And, eat more at Starbucks or whatever it is. We make more money to put our money to work and eventually retire. Retire is not an age, it's money. So when you have enough money compounded to retire, that is the goal. So that way you can travel, do whatever you want, be with your kids, homeschool your kids, maybe take care of your grandchildren, have the dream house. That is the goal. And I know those seem so big to relate to a $5 Starbucks, but I hope you guys see how that happens. So put into practice. Tell me below in the comments, what is one of the things I've said that you're going to put into practice today? As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we're doing something special. If you fill out the link in our bio, our team will contact you and we will give you a free analysis of your budget, your savings goals, your investment goals, where you're spending. We will help you through, because we know we don't get into money problems overnight. We're not going to fix them overnight, but we want to help you. So subscribe, follow, and I'll see you guys soon, and we can keep talking about money.